How affordable and great can smartphones get? What is going on, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my unboxing and hands-on of the Vernee Thor E. As we know already, flagship devices can be very expensive, especially if you get them off contract and unlocked, just like the Vernee Thor E. That's why I like to focus on Chinese devices, because I think they offer great value at a very affordable price. As we know, current flagship devices cost anywhere between $650 up to $1,000. This one goes between $100 up to $120, and I got it from Coolly Cool. I believe they have some coupons available, but I have to figure out with them exactly what they are, so that way you guys can get it for even cheaper price. So as we can tell from the front of the box, this is a very clean box. They're not very, I would say, creative with their boxes. They are plain white, and then on the front here we have the Vernee logo, we have the Vernee Thor E logo, and the same thing on the other side. And then towards the back we have some of the specifications. This device carries 3 GB of internal RAM, 16 GB of internal memory, and you can upgrade it with a TF card. Also, it is an Octacore processor, the MTK6753, clocked at 1.3 GHz. We do have a 5-inch HD display with a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels, a fingerprint scanner. It supports 4G LTE. It has a super huge 5020 milliamp battery with quick charge, a 13 megapixel camera, but that has been interpolated. It's a real 8 megapixel sensor, as you guys can see right there. It comes with the Android Nougat 7.0, and it does support 2 SIM cards at the same time. So getting a look inside of the box, here we find the nice looking device. In my opinion, it looks on the back like the Huawei P9, and I'm not sure if you guys agree, but the design looks very similar, with the exception that this is only carrying 1 camera instead of 2 cameras. We do have there the LED flash, the fingerprint scanner. Towards the bottom we have the loudspeaker. If you take a look here on the right side, we find the volume rockers up and down with the power key. Then towards the bottom here we find the main microphone, or excuse me, yeah, this is the bottom side, the main microphone, together with the micro USB port. A little bit outdated, but it still works. On the left hand side we have a dedicated shortcut key. Now by default this is going to be for your e-ink feature, which is a power saving mode. Also we find the SIM tray, where you can fit 2 SIM cards or a SIM card and a TF card up to 128 gigs. Then towards the top here we have what many phones are getting rid of, which is the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the front we have a 5-inch display, and it has a resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels, a 2 megapixel front facing camera with the ear speaker and the proximity and light sensor. And towards the bottom you have the home key, the back key, and also the menu key. So setting this aside, inside of the box here we're going to find that huge charger, but before that we have here the OTA QR code, so you can check the latest software updates. As a matter of fact, just to prove that Vernee does care about their customers, this device already has a update to be installed. So I didn't do it, just to prove it to you guys that they do support their phones and they stand behind their products. Here we have the user manuals, and then inside we have that humongous charger. Unfortunately, I do not have the I call it the American version. I have the European version, so I need to get the adapter, unfortunately. But this is a brick, guys. This is really big, as you can tell. I mean, just look at the phone. It's almost half the size of the phone. It's a super big charger, and it does support quick charge, so that's definitely what we're looking for. As a matter of fact, here are the specifications in case you guys are interested in reading it. Then inside of the box we find the USB cable. Okay, nothing special here. And we have a SIM card ejector tool, and that's all we get with the Vernee Thor E. Alrighty, so right now let's go ahead and get started by removing this film on the back side. There we go. And here we can see that finish on the back that looks like a brushed metal, but in reality this is going to be all made of plastic. The entire phone, including the frame, is all made of plastic. We have seen other smartphones out there, especially from China, that are made of aluminum. That could be a little bit of a cons, but keep in mind, and through the entire video, keep in mind that this phone is only $100. So just take that into consideration. So getting the phone started here, we're going to find the boot animation, and it's very simple. It just says Vernee on the bottom, powered by Android. So now we have completed the boot up process here with the Vernee Thor E, and it took about 17 seconds. And here we have the lock screen. As you guys can tell, it's very simplistic. It's a very clean version of the Android 7.0. Now here, for demonstration purposes, I want to use the fingerprint so you guys can see how quick it works. So here we go. I just place my finger, and before I can turn it around so you guys can see that it is unlocking it, it's already at the home screen. And you can do it of course when the phone is completely off. As you can see, I'm not going to even put my finger on the power key, and you guys can see that it does work flawlessly. As I mentioned before on the video, this is a dedicated shortcut key, and right now by default is on the e-ink power saving mode. So if I press it, the phone will immediately shut down every application in the background, and it will also dim out the screen and make everything black and white. And this is a technique, I guess, to save a lot of power. But now my question is, if this phone has a true 5020 milliamp battery, why do we need such a dramatic power saving mode? Well, that's a good question, and I really don't have an answer, but at least the option is there in case you guys have about 10%, 5%. You can at least extend your battery life by putting it on e-ink mode, and it works quite well in my opinion. So getting this out of the e-ink saving mode, here we have on the top all the settings available, and you guys are going to see that we can customize this button if you wish to do so. So here we have the buttons. I believe that this is for the bottom ones. We can have let's see here, we can swap the buttons, and there we go. Now this is going to be my back key, and this is going to be the menu key, but of course I don't want that right now. We can press the power key for the camera. This is a cool shortcut. And then also we can set it up to where the power buttons ends the call, and then on-screen navigation bar, we can have those as well. You can see you can either have the hardware ones or you can have the ones on the screen. So in this case, I like the hardware ones because they provide more screen space. Keep in mind that this is a 5-inch display, so you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. Then we find here the motion and gestures, and then on here we can see all the options we have. You have flip to mute, screenshot, double tap to wake up. Now the double tap to wake up, if you guys try it with the fingerprint scanner setup, is not going to work. It only works if you don't have a password. Keep that in mind. Then we have towards the bottom here, we have storage, and this is the 16 gigabytes that we have inside of the phone. And then also we have here memory, which is the RAM available. So you guys can see that it is in fact a 3 gigabyte RAM phone, and we have 1.3 in use, and we have 1.5 free. So that's very neat. So now before I forget, let's go here into the YouTube application, and let's go ahead and check out the loudspeaker on this device. As you guys can see, I have this video currently opened on here, and I have it at the max volume. Let me go ahead and play it, and you guys will be the judge. What is going on, everybody? This is Jay from Maji and Jay, and as you guys saw already from that quick unboxing, today we are reviewing the Moto G5 Plus as one of the best budget phones for 2017. I got this directly from Amazon.com, and I got the one with the Amazon ads on it, so for that reason I got it $60 cheaper than normal. This device with 4 gigs and 64 gigs of internal storage comes at a price point of $299. And there we have it for the loudspeaker. And as I told you guys before, I do have an update on here, and this is it. I have held all my temptations to install it, and so far it does optimize the GMS compatibility, smart gesture function, the e-ink ultra power saving function is optimized, and many other functions, as you guys can tell from here. So this is definitely great that we see this type of support on a $100 phone. I think it's really cool. And here we have the Play Store. Everything works flawlessly, as you guys may expect from a phone. Then we have here some of the benchmark apps that I currently installed, and one of them is the Intruder benchmark test. We really didn't get anything crazy on here. It was just a score of about 36,000, and it fluctuates between 42,000 and 32,000. Also, if you go here into info, we can see the information once again, and actually the Mali is the T720, which is okay for gaming. I mean, so far I have a few games installed on here, and as you guys can see, it is working great. I don't have any complaints whatsoever when it comes to the functionality of the games. Now moving along here to the camera side, this is the 8 megapixel sensor that I was talking about before, and it does the job quite okay considering how cheap this device is. But please guys, if you're shooting at nighttime, this is going to be a total disappointment. And that's the major, I would say, flaw about Chinese cameras, is the fact that they're not great when recording at nighttime or shooting pictures at nighttime either. But if you guys are going to use it in the daylight time mostly, then you will be, I would say, quite satisfied, especially for the price of the phone. The front-facing camera is a 2 megapixel sensor camera, and again, it does the job quite okay. I would say it's quite acceptable, but not the best camera whatsoever. So there we have it guys for the unboxing and the hands-on of the Vernee Thor E. If you guys want a full review, please let me know in the comment section below. So far, if you ask me, I think that this device is definitely worth the price, especially with the big battery and the cool little battery saving features. And I would say the Android 7.0 Nougat, definitely a great buy. If you guys have any questions, just leave your comments below. Like the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.